Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Sumter and Kent. We actually have a guest today. My name is Elmira. We have our guest Charise, and our resident astrologer Terrence is here with me. We are actually breaking down, I love the way Charisse described this, the love story of the ages. In the realm of the song, we have something in common by the one and only Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston. So before we get into it, I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves. Terrence, you can go first. Let everybody know who you are.
I'm Terrence.
That's all you got? I
Uh,
mean,
I'm Terrence, the music astrologer.
all right, all right. He be a few. I said this on the last episode. These Virgos be behind the scenes analyzing stuff, but then when they get in the camera, then
Short and sweet.
yeah, short and sweet. Okay, Sharice, let us know who you are.
I'm Charise. I am, I would say, a student to all sciences that lead you to self, higher self, is the what I seek and why I'm a student of all of these wonderful sciences that help you unleash who you are so that you can reach your highest potential.
Yeah, and that's what we do here on Sumter and Kent because the music is just not music. It's guidelines for us to reach our highest potential. Who were these characters? Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, because we got familiar with them growing up. But what does the music say? What messages does the music have for us? What guidance and direction? So we're actually going to break down three main things, and whatever else populates in this conversation, we'll do that too. But the one thing, we will look at the birth charts of both Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown. We will also look at the song release date of We Have Something in Common, their performance from 1994 of the on the Soul Train Music Awards of this particular song. So I will have Terrence start out with the birth charts and then give his synopsis of what we're looking at.
Um, all right. Uh, um, oh, are you able to see the chart on the screen?
Oh yeah, we got a perfect view.
What I have here is I actually have both of their charts, but the main one that's here in the middle ring, this is Bobby Brown's chart. And I put his with it, we have his accurate birth time. So that means everything is exactly in the position it really is, should be in. And we also have the exact time for Whitney also. So we have her chart on the outside, and a few things stand out here. Uh, the first thing is that we have Whitney's Neptune is conjunct to Bobby's midheaven. Uh, the midheaven is your career. That's like your purpose in life, like the thing that you're known for. And then Neptune is like distortion, fogginess. It's also dreams, like dreams, illusion, like Hollywood, the glitz and glamour of everything. So with her Neptune on his midheaven, once they got together, it's like he was caught up in the glamour and distortion because she was the bigger pop star, worldwide pop star. He was a, a worldwide R&B superstar. So there's two superstars in a basically in like a almost like they're living a dream life in a almost a fairy tale relationship kind of. And another thing we have is if we go to Whitney's chart, we have um let's see, it was Neptune and Venus. Yeah. So on this one, her chart is in the middle and his chart is on the outside. And she has her Venus square to, oh, well, her Venus is actually square to her own Neptune. And with that, as far as her love life, it's filled with confusion, illusion, uh, romantic idealism in relationships. So it can be deeply in love with also the extreme ups and downs. And also, if we go back to Bobby's chart, we see that Whitney's moon, actually her moon and Jupiter are in his fourth house. And what that means, the fourth house represents home. So having for Bobby having oh wait, I'm sorry, that's the third house. Okay, I'm sorry, I made a mistake on that one.
So what does the third house mean?
No. Well, the third house is communication. So I guess that would, well, they were both singers, and they're both public figures. So I guess that kind of represents her being a big public figure that's in his communication house. So mm, yeah, so I guess that just meant that it was actually uh, a bigger communication for both of them, more visible once they got together.
That definitely
And
makes sense.
yeah, and with her chart, oh, this is what really stood out to me with her chart is that the seventh house here represents either enemies or partners. So with Bobby, he has a bunch of planets here in her seventh house, and she also has a few planets here in her seventh house. And when you have a bunch of planets in one house or in one sign, that's called a stellium. And there's definitely a lot of action here that shows up in their relationship because you have the moon that represents the home. So it's like a roller coaster of things going on here. The moon represents home, things that are familiar. You have Pluto that represents power. So they were known as being a power couple. The planet Uranus is disruption, turmoil. So there can be fights, there can be big ups and downs. Jupiter is here, that's expansion. So the highest of highs, the lowest of lows. Uh, you have Mars, that can be conflict. So of course there were fights. Um, she also had Pluto here, so both of them became like a more powerful couple together. And Mercury is communication. Uh, yeah, so that's of course they made this song that we're talking about today, something in common. So that's another thing that led to such a great song that they made.
Yeah, what you got to add, Sharice? Any insights based on what you see in the chart or even in the cards?
It wasn't even so much the chart.
Oh,
So let's just do basic astrology, right? So we know Aquarius sister sign is Leo. Whitney's a Leo. He's the Aquarius.
right.
That right there stood out, because there's some type of balance there, even though they had a tumultuous relationship, based on what he just said and that one little tidbit of information, they belonged together when they were together. You can't, yeah. And the song, kind of blew my mind just looking into everything because, like, what else happened for them in 1993? They became parents in March, and
That's
9 months
true.
later, the song was made. How does that happen? You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
they created a child. She was born March 4th, 1993.
Oh.
The song was released December 7th, 1993. It's like 9 months later,
Wow.
Hmm. Interesting.
right? Just
Yeah. So, yeah. Hmm.
so from a baby to a hit record together, and the only hit record, only child, only hit record they had together. Both happened in 1993.
Yeah, it's almost like I watched something that said Whitney has been the only female star to have three diamond records. Like nobody
Mm.
has ever done that. So for me, Bobby Christina represents their diamond. Like what you said, you're like they created this song. She came and then the other diamond. They were like two diamonds in 1 year. And that actually, that actually falls in line. I ain't even know this was going here. See, this is why you got to be in the flow. Guess what Whitney's card is,
Four
everybody?
of diamonds.
Right. Diamonds.
Not only that, her date of birth falls within cardology, where your birth card and your planetary ruling card are actually the same cards. So she's four of diamonds twice.
How does that work? Explain that to us, like the planetary ruling.
So it's a support card. I know since I've been studying and learning more about cardology and looking at annual spreads, there's four cards that or four spreads that I look at. And so I'm born June 6th. I'm Jack of Diamonds. And my planetary ruling card, what supports me, is the Four of Hearts.
Oh, we was talking about that earlier today,
Yes.
right?
So, and I may need to pull my reference tool here too, but it's like a support. If you're looking at a spread, you have a top card and a bottom card. So your planetary ruling card, in a sense, is almost your bottom card.
Kind of like the support in a house, like the foundation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But then there's also karma cards where there's a spread that will basically pertain to karma that you have to pay. It's things that you have to pay attention to or require more from you. But then there's also a karma 2 card where that spread is going to give you more information on the things that may come easily to you because you're basically getting good debt, getting paid on good debt, good karmic debt. So I looked into their cards. So you have some notes here. Yes, she's a four of diamonds, and her karma cards are five of spades and five of hearts. And it's so funny because
Hmm.
with the cards, five of hearts, that's the change of heart card.
Yeah. And today Charise is the five of spades, and here we are talking about this.
No, we can't make this up if we wanted to.
It's like,
We can't make this up if we wanted to. So I'll just share. This is my favorite textbook right now. Um,
hmm.
this is, you can see it. The Destiny Cards book. All things cardology are in here. There was a time I was paying someone that had software that could send me a report directly from the info in this book. And finally, I broke down and got the book, and now I can do my own readings and spreads. I don't have to pay someone, but I was happy to have that introduction to understand what I needed to look for. Um, so yeah, so she's a four of diamonds, which is, I know it's a financial stability card. Sound
Yeah,
down
and
for your financial stability.
just to add to what you're saying, because you said financial stability, I always see this card as in a box, and that's what she was trying to do, break out of the box. Her mom was like, "We want you to go gospel. We want you." She's like,
Mm-hmm.
"No, I gotta do my own thing."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Heavy spades energy, which is her karma one, the five of spades, which is changes in lifestyle or living location, a long trip, change of job. We saw that in Whitney's life.
Hmm.
She was a superstar in multiple ways. She did movies, she did music. She was Bobby Boone's wife, they
Yeah, all kinds
yeah.
of roles,
And she
right?
stuck by his side, when he had shortcomings and he had to do time. She was that support, so I could see that.
You
But
know,
then when it was time to end, it was over, it was time for them to move on and change. I think he got some fives in his too.
oh, he got fives in his too?
No, I lied.
Oh,
No. So she's a four of diamonds. He's actually a seven of spades, which is funny. That's his birth card. He's a seven of spades.
mm-hmm.
He just had a birthday,
True.
February the 5th. And his supporting card would be the two of spades.
Hmm.
And his karma cards would be king of diamonds and eight of hearts.
That's interesting because that eight, and it's gonna show up as we proceed in this conversation. That eight keeps showing up
That
for
eight
them.
definitely keeps showing up. The day the song was released, the recorded date of the release, December 7th, 1993. It's a Jack of Clubs, King of Clubs day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what blew my mind is, well, what I did, I looked at their spreads. She was 30, he was 24.
Okay,
I
so
wanted
she
to
was in
see.
her Saturn return.
hmm And I wanted to see, would these cards show up in the spreads for that year? And you know what happened, right?
What?
They did.
Well, tell us what's in there.
They did. Um, so just another, I'm not sure what everybody's level. I know you're familiar with cardology, but how it works, starting with your birthday throughout the year, you have 752-day cycles that are going to come and occur, and there's cards in your spread that are an area of focus during such said cycle. Each cycle is named from a different planet. So your first 52-day period is your Mercury cycle.
Mm.
Your next 52-day period would be your Venus. Next 52 days from that is Mars. Next 52 from there is Jupiter. And then look how they do us. You go from Jupiter to Saturn. Right? That's a trip, right? Because Jupiter is
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, it's abundant. And then Saturn is like, but hold on.
We about to push you back.
Exactly. So you go from Saturn to, or excuse me, from Jupiter to Saturn, and then from Saturn, your next 52-day period would be Uranus, and then from there, Neptune, and then you should be at your birthday again. So, Whitney's chart, her birth card chart, Four of Diamonds, 1993, age 30, Mars. Her Mars card was the King of Clubs.
Mm. Are you saying that was her Mars card when the song was released, or?
And that's
Oh,
and that's one
okay.
of the cards of that day the song was released. The King of
Ah,
Clubs. Yes. Her Mars cycle is from November 21st until January 12th. And then she switches over from Mars to Jupiter. So it's like, wow, just because that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, will this card appear? And of course, the Jack of Clubs came, but that was April 27th, which would have been 1994, through June 17th was her
okay.
Uranus cycle. And that Jack of Clubs was there. Now, you mentioned they performed. That aligns. What is the date of that performance when they did
That was March 15th.
of 1994?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tuh. Girl,
What?
she was in her Saturn during that time. That's her Saturn cycle.
Oh.
Hmm.
What do you make of that? Like, cause she was in her Saturn when they did the performance. Cause they had
Hmm.
on matching outfits and everything. She had
Hmm.
the turban on her head, and we watched it yesterday. And I was
All right.
like, "Get y'all better get it."
So when she did that performance, her Saturn cycle was Six of Hearts and Jack of Spades.
Hmm.
So let's see.
And
Ready?
Six of Heart, that's the peace heart. That's
I was
Christmas
just getting
Day.
ready to say, yeah, making the peace, the return of love or friendship karma,
Oh.
a karmic relationship begins.
Hmm.
So Six of Hearts in the Saturn period. You come face to face with the results of your words and deeds, especially in the areas of love and friendship. Now, what that alone, she makes the song or they release the song, and during the time of her performing the song, this is what her life path is saying for her. What are the odds of that? I have to pause on that because I just read one sentence and it was relative. And that's why I love this stuff.
And you know what else to add to what you're saying about that March? And we're going to look at the astrology chart of that particular date here shortly.
Hmm.
But I want to say, to add to what you were saying about the Jack of Clubs. Do you know what their partner card is? The Jack of Clubs. Mm-hmm. You can't
Very
make this.
familiar. And I'm familiar with Jack of Clubs because that's my Karma 1 card or Karma 2 card.
See? And how has it shown up for you? Like, especially with love, since we're talking about love here, how has that Karma 2 card shown up for you? No, we gotta know because this relates. This is us. This is the audience. They gotta know, like, they might got it too.
You got me over here having it bad for a clubs man.
Uh-oh. Is he at the club? He in the club like 50 Cent, or he just got the club?
I mean, he has the club. He could be the club.
He another Terrence another club, but he the
You a
six.
club too? What's up with you club?
I know. They reacting Cause you know red pill and blue pill, they club too.
Right. And I believe Brother Richie as well.
Something
Actually
around,
he's a
yeah,
club.
he is. I'm not sure what the card, yeah.
Yeah, so you have me doing a song, Jack of Clubs, King of Clubs song. And that clubs man is a queen of clubs. Thank you, Elmira. Thank you for flat
Y-
out.
Yeah. Uh,
And again, we can't make this stuff up.
no, into I want to give some insight onto your own experience with the club men and what the club I just this just came to me. You know, the club is all about the mental, changing people's mindset.
Exactly.
So
And
this
that
song was intended to change people's not only mindset about them, but their mindset about love. Because it's not by chance we're still talking about their relationship and what they, because sometimes, and I was saying it in class today in our How Love Found Me class, we got to start to embrace unconventional love. And to me, that's what, but it starts with like this Jack of Clubs energy where
hmm
you gotta face your mental. What is your thought pattern about what you thought love could be? Because before you can get it to a heart card, you gotta change your mentals. That's why these clubs keep showing up.
these clubs, right.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that I shared this with you before. My dad is a jack of clubs. So that's what it means to me karmically. Yeah, we don't even have to go into it because that says enough. My mom, her birth card is my Karma One card. The
Oh.
Yeah, this spread where it's like, oh, you may have to give a little bit more of yourself here, with this theme for your year. But then this one is okay, cultivate. So you're right. Clubs are all about knowledge, mental, intuition, and really honing in on that power when you see these cards pop up in your spread. Just even
Mm-hmm.
gaining knowledge. A lot of the clubs is just not, having knowledge. And there's going to be times where if you have any of the court cards, any of the club courts, at that point, absorb as much knowledge as possible. So it's funny that the song is high club, they're club court cards.
Mm. Yeah. Because when you say club, I just want to clarify for everybody. You
hmm
mean the Jack, the Queen, the King.
Yes.
Okay.
hmm Yes. So they have the Jack of Club and the King of Clubs. And so the Jack of Clubs basic meaning is success using mental creativity, initiation into higher thought or spiritual knowledge. That describes me
Mm,
and why in the area that things come easy to me. If I can think my way through it, it's coming. But I
mhm.
have to stay in the frequency of the thought. I'm still human. It's not always easy to do when results aren't appearing, but if you just make the choice to kind of lean higher, you get that. You'll get that in return when you
Yeah.
see these particular cards in your spread. It's almost an alert. Hey, learn something new. It's a good time to learn something new. Really learn something new about yourself.
Hmm.
This initiation card.
Well, let's look at that birth chart because I want to see what the birth chart is saying about this song release date, everybody. Is
hmm
December 7th, 1993. And I'm thinking back because this is good for us, all of us here on this platform, plus everybody watching. What were we doing? I was in I think I was a freshman in high school. Yeah, 92, 93. No, I may have been a junior, 93, 94. Yeah, I was in high school. So when this song came out, to me, they were giving me something to look forward to. This song saying we got something in common. I wasn't in no relationship yet. I was thinking about love. I always wanted love, but having them release this song while I'm in high school gave me an image, and me as a singer, oh my goodness, I always looked up to Whitney Houston. I thought I was going to be Whitney, but that was before I found my own voice. But you know how that go. Because it's something, as Terrence is pulling up the chart of this release date, I want to mention about the song, the lyrical content, because I can speak from that aspect too, as a singer-songwriter. The way the song is written, it appears on Bobby's album, number one. So it shows with this song release, he was the leader. He even does the first verse. Bird
Mhm.
in a hand beats two in a bush. He leads it off and then she
Mhm.
responds. So with this Jack of Clubs that they bring together and the Jack of Clubs as a release date, he is seen as the leader, and even in cardology, he's the leader. That his
Mhm.
seven of spades make him a leader over the four of diamonds. Because anytime you go
Mhm.
higher, the court cards, you're
Mhm.
like a big sister or a father or a brother to your smaller card, no matter what if it's a diamond, a heart, any of that. So he, even in the song that Teddy Riley produced and helped them write, he's showcasing that. He makes the statement up front, whatever he says in that first verse. Then she said, I support my man. Shit, that's basically what she's saying in the second
Mhm.
verse. Whatever you said, I agree with it. And then they about a water. We've talked about the water element. She's all about the water. It's not, we got to reference it. She died in the water. The video was by the water, by the
Mhm.
pool. Y'all, I'm just saying, like, when you analyze this stuff, you can see, look at your own astrology chart, your own cardology spread, and recognize what are the messages in there for you? What are the revelations? What are the relationship, love signs? Because that's what today is about, love. What is showing up for you? Okay, you got the chart for us?
Oh yeah, yeah, I got it. Let me pull it up. Um, you were saying earlier something about the Whitney having the Mars, uh, her Mars card when the song came out.
Yes, she actually had the King of Clubs, which is the planetary ruling card for December 7th.
Um, I haven't gotten to that one yet, but it made me think of, well, when the actual album was released,
Hmm.
that was on August 25th, 1992. And there was actually a lot going on with Mars that day in Whitney's chart. And a few things stood out to me there because she has Mars and it's sextile. It was actually, I mean, it was trying to Saturn here. And what that means is building together. So the way, if you think about the song title, we got something in common. They're building something together
Hmm.
with the Mars Saturn that day for the album release, because that would have been when people actually first heard the song, is when they got the album that day. And also there's Mars sextile to Jupiter here, and that is a lucky aspect. And it also deals with being aligned ambition. So it's very ambitious of them to do a song together like that. And like you were saying, Elmira, with him leading the song off, that usually you said in duets, it's usually the woman that starts the song.
Yeah, that does happen a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
She
And
said
also,
initially it came out August 25th. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
Oh, August 25th, 1992. That was the album release, Bobby, the album.
Got it. Okay.
And oh, and one more thing about Mars sextile to Jupiter, that is a supportive energy. So that's them supporting each other. And then this of course, being one of the biggest singles, we have something in common. If you have something in common, that means you support each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing here is we have Mars was sextile to the moon, and that's passion and attraction. So of course they had a lot of passion and attraction towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Now if I go over to the when the actual single was released, with this one we have for yeah, for Bobby, the sun was sextile to his natal sun here. And with that, you have harmony and supportive shine. So again, with them had singing the song together, they're in harmony, they're supporting each other, and the sun shines, so it's shining a light on their relationship. Um, so if we go from there, uh, okay, with her chart, again, we have the sun. The sun is now trying to her sun.
Mm.
So that's a natural flow.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have also that day Jupiter was trying to her midheaven. So that was like a career boost. So this was a big song actually for both of their careers, but um I yeah, this was a the first duet, well, first and only duet with her husband, and they filmed this at their house. So this was big for both of their careers, but it really shows here in her chart with Jupiter and also the moon. I guess you could say with the moon being right there, that could represent their home too, because their home was featured in the video.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Um,
pretty cool. I noticed, Terrence, you mentioned the midheaven for the second thing. Because, see, I'll be picking up on these similarities real quick. Because didn't you
Mm-hmm.
say the midheaven was like career? What is that again?
that's your career, like your what you're known for in the world, what other people see you or recognize you as would be the midheaven.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's like, to me, that's this song was also a defining moment in her career, even though it appeared on Bobby's album. The way it was
Yeah,
showcased, she had something to prove too, to say this, like I said, the second verse, she's like, I love my man, and y'all know I ain't
Mm-hmm.
singing the exact words, but basically that's what she was saying.
yeah, and of course, her being known more as a like a mainstream pop star, this was, of course, known more as a R&B song because, of course, people kind of
Mm-hmm.
criticized her about not being black enough or not making enough R&B sounding songs. So here it is. Now I got an R&B hit with, you know, who was considered the king of R&B at the time. Well,
Mm-hmm.
definitely according to her, the king of R&B.
Because what did
Mm-hmm.
she say? What did she say on the stage?
He said Bobby Brown, the king of R&B.
Mm-hmm. And nobody challenged her on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody challenged her on that.
Because who was going to be the king? Like, let's just talk about it. And that, to bring up this king of clubs, you said, who
King of
was,
clubs, and yeah, and these kings of clubs were showing up These cards showed up on their spread, definitely on their spreads for that year. I mean,
Mm.
for Bobby Brown's Karma One spread, his Pluto card was the King of Clubs.
And don't recollect me, both of y'all, because I know y'all know more about the planets than I do. Isn't the Pluto card the one that signifies change? What would y'all say the Pluto card is all about?
Things you want to accomplish or learn to deal with,
Oh.
challenging. And then what works in conjunction with the Pluto is the result card, which is same as the Pluto card. Um, you also might, well, I'm reading from a relationship aspect. It's the same as Pluto card, but you also might end up with this person in some way.
Hmm.
So the Pluto and the results, it speaks for itself. The work, so you'll have a Pluto card, which is this is the work you're gonna have to do, whatever the theme of this card is in this placement, and your result, of course, supports that, and so gives you something to look forward to, in a sense. They go hand in hand, they're always read together.
Okay.
So they're always sectioned off a Pluto card. You get your Pluto and your results. And lately, mine have been blowing away just in my personal life. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Ah,
You
you in
have to
that
be kidding me.
you in that cycle. You in that, I mean,
Yes,
you
I
can't
am.
you can't deny it. You can't
Can't
deny.
deny anything. Yes. If you want to see you, I would definitely recommend following Elmira. She does good deep dives on cardology and a few other, Aquarius Maximus,
Oh
some
yeah.
other.
Yeah,
Uh,
we just found this other guy, Malik. Do you know about him with the castrology site?
yes, Malik
Yeah.
Deshawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, honey. I
I gotta
was introduced
respond
to
back to
him.
him, and you may want to too, because he inboxed me the other day and said give him some insight on the site. Because Terrence actually registered, you registered
Oh,
as a
okay.
member,
I
right?
did. I've only been on it a little bit, but one of the most interesting things on there is you can look up different cities and see what
Yes.
check your cardiology against what cities would be good to visit or move to or stay away from.
I have not. I've I haven't downloaded his app. Definitely something I'd like to do because it's another tool to assist
Mm-hmm.
with me learning and using. I was a part of Aquarius Maximus app that she had prior to the one she has now. And she had a similar tool where you could get cardology on locations. I think when she went under construction, that just what I had, that membership just ended. And I'll be in this book more than anything
But
because
you know what? The book is to me more tangible, and then you can really pick up your own vibe. You know, sometimes when we go, I like having both. I like the textbook and the online apps.
that's how I would be too. I would have this book open and my iPad open with the app and use them with one another. And then once I got introduced to her mother on YouTube, the first thing she said was she pulled this book out. And I had the book, so I was like, oh, well, okay, so it is in there. She pulled this book out. She said, I've been in this book for 20 years. So I am a year and a half into the book, and it is my favorite textbook right now. Um, so yes, it's fun.
Yeah,
It's fun.
it is fun. Let's talk about this performance because y'all know Soul Train Awards is gone away now. Ain't gonna be no more Soul Train Awards, but they performed on the Soul Train Awards together, what, on March 15, 1994. So do you have some insights about that first off, Sharice? Because we already mentioned it that it was an Eight of Diamonds day, and this is our Eight of Diamonds, everybody,
Eight
for
of diamonds
reference.
and three of diamonds.
Yeah.
And his reading wouldn't be accurate, but hers would. And I'm saying that because by February of 94, he was already in a new spread. He was actually in his Mercury cycle, or probably just
Oh.
getting out of Mercury and going into Venus. So I didn't look that far.
But you know what? Quick point on what
Mhm.
you just said about hers being dominant at this awards. It makes sense because she did a lot of performances at that award show. This was just one of them. She got awards, she did other songs. So it was almost like this was her night.
And she was just coming out of her Jupiter period going into Saturn when that performance was done. And the funny thing is, her Jupiter, which was January 13th through March 5th of 1994, it was an eight of diamonds.
Oh.
Yes, there was the eight of diamonds, and eight of diamonds was her environment card for that spread.
What's the environment card? Would that kind of be like her home? What, I mean,
A helpful and protective influence for the entire year. So like a blessing in your life that's gonna
oh,
kind of reign supreme for that year.
okay. I'm kind of seeing it as a mood, like the mood for the year, so to speak.
Exactly, so to speak. Yes. Once you get to a certain point, yes, exactly. It all
Hmm.
becomes moods. This is gonna be the mood. Yes. And so hers was eight of diamonds.
Wow.
hmm And that was the card in her. So she was just coming off of that. I'm skimming through the other readings to see if I noticed eight of diamonds anywhere else. And eights are golden in cardology.
Yes.
If you get an eight, each card has its own energy, its own meaning. But when you go through this book and you get to the cards that have the more auspicious meaning to them or a challenge, they're always saying if you have a four, eight, or 10, that's going to override the energy of this if you allow it to. So eight
Hmm.
is eight of diamonds. Let's see real quick. What's the common theme for eight of diamonds?
While you looking for that, let me tell you about the eight, because as you're reminding me how that eight shows up in my family. I got
Mhm.
three of them close to me. Both my mom and my dad are eight of hearts, so you know they got the karmic love. So, and it's relevant because their relationship, we talking relationships here, love, they were each other's karma. I find out. I feel like this is my synopsis. They were brought together just to create us. Because when you do their partner
Mhm.
card, it's a three of clubs. There go that mental again. And my dad was very big on, I want my kids to be conscious. Y'all gonna do this. Y'all gonna do this musician. Y'all gonna think well. Y'all gonna think smart. You gonna be the best. And my mom is that way
That
too.
was
But
some good seed planting.
it was, and my dad was really, because I'm talking about this now, it's all coming through. He was really big on astrology. My his aunt, well, his sister, my aunt, told me this. She's like, "Oh yeah, your dad was big on this, looking at the natal charts and asking who." So I really believe he planned this. He planned me. He planned
Ah,
all of us. Because if you look at our names and dates we was born,
mhm.
you can't make this stuff up.
Make it up.
10 years in between my little brother and big brother, like exactly 10 years. They're birth dates are transposed. One is 1-2, the other is 2-1. Girl, so we got
Wow.
some
It's a
magic.
family of synchronicity.
It is, and he really wanted us to be the I'm just telling you the nature of the eights. He wanted us to be another Jackson 5 because I got five other siblings, and plus my nephew Cyrus is an eight of diamonds. I consider him, because I'm a seven of diamonds, I consider him my big brother, even though he's younger than me in
Hmm.
cardology and the energy, and he is very, what you say, mystical. You said something about the eights being
Hmm.
that's how he is, and he came into this world like this. He was always impersonating Michael Jackson. He's just a people gravitate towards him. We would go to Golden Corral and somebody gave him money for his birthday. Don't know my little nephew for nothing. We just sitting there celebrating. A random person come over. Here you go, young man. This the type of stuff that be happening for him. Eights.
Yeah, that eight energy,
They
honey.
be eating. What they say now? They ate.
Hmm. They
He ate.
ate. They ate. Right.
The eights be
Exactly.
ate. And that's what they did on the performance. They ate. Because
Hmm.
if you
They
watch that
ate.
thing, they
They
ate that
ate.
thing.
Yeah. Money to spend, financial power accumulated to make a major purchase
Oh.
is like the general meaning. Yeah, and so they were basically saying that cycle she was in, or that year from 93, her birthday, because she kind of falls funny on the calendar. But the environment card was financial means to make important purchases in her life. Something she wanted. There might have been something, a dream may have come true for Whitney that year,
Hmm.
because she may have been attempting to reach something. We don't know what that is, but that's the energy I feel. Um, Says that card's a good omen for finances in general and for success in work or business. So first thing on my mind is like, okay, when was these movies? She was in movies, but was there a
True.
movie that came out around this time or shortly after this? Because that's what I feel just reading this.
Yeah, I don't know when Waiting to Exhale and all of that. Y'all can chime in the comments when all that came out.
But I'm going, yeah, I want to see. Like, I'm
And
interested
while
to
you're looking
see.
for that, Terrence, can you display for us the chart for that Soul Train event?
Uh, yeah, let me uh pull that up.
And just as a reference, y'all, this song I like to sing karaoke, but this is one of my go-to songs for karaoke. And me, because I like the duality of everything, I sing both parts. So I be Bobby one time, and then I'm Whitney, then I'm Bobby, then I'm Whitney. So
Everybody.
I be everybody. But that's
That
how we do. We Aquarius. We
if you can sing, you can sing.
right,
What you supposed to do?
right. What are we looking at here?
This is the day, well, this is the date of the Soul Train Awards, March 15th, 1994. Um, let's see, I guess one big thing that stands out here for Bobby is where was it? Oh, that the sun that day was opposite of his Pluto. So that's usually like a kind of like a powerful aspect there. which it could be a challenge, but if you overcome that challenge, then you really come out on top. So with them, with their performance together, it was like really it was a royal it was a powerful performance to see the way they were dancing together and having a good time. Like you could see they really loved each other in that performance. Um, I don't know. I couldn't really just looking at this chart. I could nothing. I can't really say.
Well, you were
Uh,
saying something earlier. What was it you telling me earlier about March 15th? You said something about springtime. I can't remember. You were saying something about the just the basic sun sign.
well, it's let's see. Well, the sun was in Pisces, so that's well, that's a water sign.
There go that water.
So that's usually like deep emotion. So yes, we can say with their performance was you could see that how deep their love was. I guess you could say that's what that could have meant for them.
And ain't Pisces in the feet too?
Yeah, the feet.
They got
So
us
they
dancing. They had us
yeah,
dancing on there.
yeah, that was them dancing.
We was moving our feet.
Um, yeah, that's about all I can think of for that one. I would have to spend more time looking at it.
Yeah, another thing I'm just thinking about with just historical with this song and it being 1994. This was when a lot of hip hop was coming online too. You had like Biggie, Tupac, Wu-Tang Clan, all of that. So this song to come out, and we talked about this on the D'Angelo's episode too. That's what makes songs a hit because they're different than what like a lot of the mainstream is doing. A lot of the other artists are releasing. So at this time, a lot of nobody was doing a duet. They had a lot of duets in the 80s. We got
In the
some duets.
70s.
Yeah, the
But you're
70s.
right, there are no duets.
Mm-mm.
Like, and it's funny because the one little duet comes when I play this song, it builds a playlist, Coffee Brown. Like, we ain't had a duet since Coffee Brown.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right?
Yes, and then when that aspect of hip hop took place, yeah, love songs were never what they were before that. After that,
Mm-mm.
there was a pivot. That's something else to go study to see what was going on in the sky and cosmically,
You
you
know what
know.
I found out? And see, this the cosmic thing, but but this was also attached. I just discovered this week, and this is not, this is all astrological too, because it's 30 years after 1996. So in 1996, President Bill Clinton signed an act called the Telecommunications Act. And guess what this act did? It affected R&B. But let me tell you what the act did. He approved these conglomerate radio stations because you probably remember Charise and Richmond. We had what, Power 92, all these local radio stations, local shows. But after this Telecommunications Act went into effect, a lot of those smaller shows got deleted. So that meant some of the R&B was not played no more. You had iHeartRadio, Steve Harvey shows, all of these major radio shows come into play because of these acts. Because it was now allowed for them to take over. Basically, they could become like Amazon. And that's when it started, 96. So that's kind of why the radios ain't have to play no R&B. They could play all pop or all hip hop if that's what was popping.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's interesting how, but I want to even know when Clinton, when he signed that bill, like what was going on with the cardology and what was going on with the astrology, because it affected the music.
So the funny thing, I'm just gonna jump back real quick because we're talking about times and what was going on. The Bodyguard came out in 1992.
Mm,
I don't have a date, I just have the year here, but that alone says a lot. She did that role that looked very real. So what are the odds? She does this role. She gets a lot of recognition for the role. I'm not going to roll back because I don't know about awards and things of that nature, but I just remember how big that was for her, the soundtrack.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
he put her on that
I,
album. You don't think he
yeah,
put her on that album after that? Like, look at this.
true,
Let's use our common sense here now. Because we have a timeline.
right?
You don't think he was the next album? You're gonna be on that next album. We're gonna be singing to each other, and
Because
we
we
gonna have
need
this
you,
baby, and you're gonna have this baby. It's
right?
not by coincidence that they have the baby and the song. Oh yeah, you look good in that dress. Yeah,
Hmm.
look at how
True.
that all,
It lined
the
up.
movie, the baby, which means you can't work. Oh yeah, you did good work on the bodyguard, but you about to be off because you pregnant.
Yep.
Uh-huh. And then after we had this baby, we gonna sing together.
Yeah, we gonna
I mean,
do.
that's how it happens.
It did. You right. Well, you know, you're a mother, so you know what's up. So
Mm-hmm.
you know what's
Yeah, so
up
that's
going on.
funny to recollect that, to go back and say, when was the bodyguard released? 92. Yes.
So then everything kind of trickled from there.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So her 92 spread is the spread to see what seeds were actually being planted. Because that's the other thing about this. This doesn't mean because you see it in your spread for this year, it could just be just a little bit of seed for how you're supposed to think.
Right.
That's you're going to benefit 3 years from now. You may not benefit from what you read this year or what the cards say for this year. There's going to be something there that you can walk away from, but I guarantee, because for me personally, I like to go back. I don't just focus on what's going on now. When I'm reflecting, that's when I like, oh snap, it's in the cards. It was here.
Because that's what it is. It's all about the
Mhm.
reflection. While we're even looking back on this song, why was this pivotal? Because how did that song get us to now? How we're looking at our relationships and love right now in 2026. Something happened, something pivotal happened in the 90s that got us to this, because people always referencing, oh, we don't have no more good R&B, no more, no more love songs. Well, what happened? Did they just disappear, or did they go underground? I mean, what happened? It's yeah.
That radio thing happened that you mentioned earlier. That's
Mhm.
what happened. The environment, the art of music became more controlled than it was art.
That's right.
That's what happened. Art is supposed to flow freely. If it's
Mhm.
true art, true art, you can't teach that. You can
Mhm.
give you can give some principles, but you can't teach the flow of art in
Not at
any
all.
form. Music, drawing, dancing.
You supposed to let it flow.
Hmm.
Okay, now that we got to extend this a little bit because we was about to finish, but I do want to talk about this because you're talking about the flow of art, and we mentioned their children, but we would be remiss not to mention Bobby Brown's other children because
Mm-hmm.
that's the flow. That's what
Mm-hmm.
got us here now because he's got three smaller children, and the
Mm-hmm.
oldest one, Cassius, is doing some things with music. Well, there is an older child he had with another woman, not with his current wife. What's his name? Landon is his
Uh,
name?
uh,
Landon.
yeah,
So,
Landon.
okay, let's talk about this art real quick because we watch him. I don't think he's an artist. I think he's trying too hard to be a singer. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you have these parents, we were talking about the eights, my parents, you
Mm-hmm.
even mentioned your parents, we kind of feel like we have to follow in the footsteps of our parents and say we have something in common. But maybe we really don't have something in common and you need to step away. But what I see, especially with that son, he's trying too hard to be like his dad. What do y'all got to say
Mm-hmm.
about children of stars and they trying to prove something about their parents, what their parents did? I don't know. There's something in this.
There's probably something all over his chart, huh, Terrence?
Yeah, I need to see if I can pull it up. I don't know if I have time, but yeah, it would be interesting to see his chart just to see what's going on there. If there's like a some conflict or
Let me
something
see if
where
I
he
can
wants.
find this card.
Because that's one thing I had to grapple with because when you have parents who are both strong-willed, so to speak, or they both have their, and of course, all of us have parents with their own personalities. That's what we see in the astrology and the cardology. But there too, I always caution people, don't just try to follow your parents. You got to be who you are. What does your card say?
He's
What
an
does
eight of
your
clubs.
Oh, girl.
He's an eight of clubs. Yeah.
And what's the birthday?
June 22nd.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Cancer.
Gotcha.
Focus of the mind and plans bring more success and accomplishment. Um, so I could see just based on what you said, it's not for him to do it in that type of art. He got to find his own art.
Yeah, because I feel like he's a producer or a director or a writer more than a singer, like
Hmm.
on the stage.
Hmm.
That's just what I'm reading from his energy because I'm like, you trying. That would be like me trying to be an acrobat. I ain't no acrobat. Like, I can do a little gymnast stuff, but that's not me. Like, I'm trying to go out here and be Jordan Childs and all them. I'm not a gymnast. Like, what are you doing,
Hmm.
Elmira? You gotta be you. It's like I'm trying too hard.
And sometimes it's not, who knows, maybe his dad set that expectation for him. And so he
Mm.
feels like in order to win, not saying that this is exact, but sometimes certain offspring may feel, like they're being pushed or, this is the only way I could have this relationship with him. I got to have this in common with him.
I felt that.
Hmm. I vaguely remember, I wish I would have taken time to go back in time. I watched that series when it was first released, and it was very interesting. That was some good reality
You talking
TV.
about being Bobby Brown?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was some good reality TV when it was
Yes.
just them in their rawest form. And one of my favorite episodes of that is when they were at that man's mall. He was trying to give him that special Viagra.
What happened there? I missed this one.
They were in a store in London. I believe they were in London. And the man was like, "Oh yeah, give to him." It was some rich
Oh
foreign
my
man.
goodness.
And he was trying to tell her like it was special Viagra and crazy tell Whitney. She was like, he need that. Like, you trying to give me something you don't even need.
Right.
So, and I'm sorry, that was a weird place to go just now, but it was just funny. They were so raw on that program, and that's why I appreciated it. Because I believe that same episode is where she was just in a mirror in a store and she was just dancing and doing her thing. He came
Yeah,
up
that's
behind
what
her and
they
was
be doing
dancing with
on
her.
there.
Yes, and they were in the Von Dutch something. It was just I really appreciated the raw and real Whitney and Bobby.
Yeah,
Shout
cause
out
that
to the network. They edited some things, but they let us see what we needed to see with that.
yeah, we did see what we needed to see, but that gives us things to think about. What do we desire in our own relationships? Do we want to have fun like that? Do we
Hmm.
want to have, what do we want to have in common with our partner?
Hmm.
Because you can sit here and say all day, I want this type of guy, I want this type of lady. But really and truly, it's the fun, to me, the fun, the humor that
Hmm.
brings out that aspect of like the togetherness and the long lasting love. Because if y'all not doing fun stuff together, what you really doing?
What you doing? That's so funny you would say that because in my own personal life, just today, it's like I just want to get back to the fun of things.
Hmm.
Just thinking about a specific situation or circumstance, and it's like maybe if I say something about the fun. So yes, fun is one of my favorite words. Shout out to Abraham Hicks for putting that in my
Yes.
paradigm and making me realize that it all has to be fun. If you can't put fun in it,
Yeah,
mm,
what we doing?
mm.
It's like we just over here sitting. And we saw it with them. They was cutting up, dancing. He would dip it down low and she following behind him and doing
Mhm,
all.
mhm,
And what
mhm.
was her saying? What's her saying, Terrence? What was she saying? She
Hell
said,
to the no.
yes, that was it.
Hell
We
to the
got to all
no.
say it together.
Hell
Hell
to the
to the
no, no,
no.
no.
Hell
Yes.
to the no, no,
I
no.
still say hell to the no. Straight off of Bobby and Whitney.
Right.
Straight or B and Bobby Brown.
I
Hmm.
know. Okay, well, we're going to end the episode on that note. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this special feature of Something in Common. Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston. We have talked about their natal chart. We discussed the song release date, and we also looked at their performance on the Soul Train Awards. We are signing out here on Sumter in Kent. I'll have everybody say bye, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Y'all can say your
Bye.
Bye.
individual bye.
Bye. Thank you, Elmira. I appreciate the invite.
Yes. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.